Welcome to this tutorial for race entry. Today I'm going to show you how to allow self-edits for registration. You log into your account and then find the race for this year. We're of course going to use our fake demo Wing It Marathon. All right, now from the sidebar menu, you're going to go to Edit Registration and then Registration Self-Edits. And here's where you can do category changes, deferrals, and edit participant options. All right, so we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. So category changes, if you want to allow people to change between the 5K or the marathon, you can set all of these settings once you turn it on. So you can charge a category change fee, you can set a deadline for changes, and then you'll choose how the registration cost difference will be managed, if it will be based on the old prices or the current prices. And then you'll set permissions on like what category people can change into. So if you never want people to be able to change into the 5K, that's fine. You can set that here. If you just want it to all be dependent on if space is available, you have that option. And then if you're not worried about people changing into the 5K and just always want people to be able to change into that, you can allow those always. All right, and then for categories, if you want to, you can also determine which categories you'll let people change out of. So you can enable all, disable all, but for example, if you want people to change out of the marathon into the marathon relay, or out of the marathon into the 5K or anything, we make that registration non-transferable. You can do that. Okay, so those are category changes. If you don't want to do category changes, you can just leave it turned off. All right, deferrals, everything is default off. But if you want to turn them on, you just come in here and turn them on. I was in here earlier, so that's why some of these are turned on. All right, so you can set your deferral fee. You can set a deadline for when deferral decisions have to be made, and then you'll determine where the participant cost will be based, if they'll be based on the old prices or the current prices. And then you'll see down below, we haven't made events for future years, and so we can't select which years deferrals are allowed into because we need to make our race for next year. And if we want to make another race 2 years out to allow deferrals into, we can do that too. I'm just going to leave that for right now, but you'll make those settings here. One quick note on deferrals, under advanced settings, you can allow multiple transfers and deferrals. If you check that box, that means that our system will track all of the registration fees that a participant has paid to give them credit for that. So what that means is if they paid $50 for the 5K or for the 10K, for example, but they transferred into the half marathon and paid an additional $20, they now have credit for that $70. And so if they transfer again, like if they wanted to go do the marathon instead, our system would remember, oh, they have $70 credit, so the difference is going to be $30. If you don't want to allow multiple transfers and deferrals, it's default off. You can just leave it alone. And then you can also decide if you're going to allow people to use promo codes when they're deferring or transferring a registration. Okay. All right, now to participant options. So this is like when maybe they messed up their email, or they messed up their address, phone number, gave you the wrong shirt size, whatever, like if they want to change their relay team, you can allow that. You'll set a fee for these changes if you want to, or you can leave it at 0. You'll set a deadline for these changes, and then you can enable all, you can disable all, whatever you want. You just figure out what makes sense, what you're going to let people edit, and then the cutoff for making those changes for people. All right, so these are really great tools that take a lot of the burden of customer support off of your shoulders, because people can just take care of a deferral or a category change themselves. They can, even if they made a mistake in their registration, they can just go back and fix it really easily. So these are really great, helpful tools that help make your job easier. All right, thanks for tuning in. Have a good one.